Hello, hello, hello. This is Tanya Harden, aka the Game Changer Coach. And my goal is to get you from your pain to your passion, from your passion to your purpose, and from your purpose to your promise. And the way I'm going to do that is by getting you to say yes to your next. What is my next? I have no idea what you're talking about, Tanya. I'm glad that God has placed in me pain that I've experienced and allowed me to turn there's power in your pain. I've turned it into a book. My book right here. Turned it into a book. There's power in your pain. And my goal is to get you to look at your pain in a different perspective through a glass lens so that you could be able to look at it differently and turn that pain into passion and turn that passion into purpose and then that purpose into promise. Today I'm going to be talking about standards. There's a couple of things that I have to do in order to get you there. In order to get you to your promise, there's some steps that we have to take. So I'm going to be talking to you about standards. If you have not watched the video about standards as a woman, I'm called to women. I love women. Nothing against men. Men are welcome to watch this video, and you may even be empowered as well. But I'm called to women, and I understand who I'm called to. And one thing about it is that I'm also a kingdom girl. I am a pastor's wife, pastor of the cutest pastor ever, Bishop Clyde Harden Jr. of the New Destiny Fellowship Church in Cold Spring, Texas. So I am excited. So a lot of stuff that I give you is going to be biblical, and a lot of it is going to be my opinion. Totally honest with you. I am a game changer because of my experience. The reason why I say I'm the game changer coach is because of what I've experienced and what I believe that God has validated me in. And I want to be able to activate you so that you can understand, even from a book and from different things that I've done, to be able to understand if we could just activate the things that's on the inside of you so that you could be pushed to your next, because God has so much in store for you. God has so much that he wants to do. I know that sounds cliche, but you're looking at a girl that have experienced some things, and I'm like, God, really? I don't understand. Why did you allow sickness to happen? Why did you allow me to lose a family member? Why did you allow all this stuff to happen? And I learned through that experience how to turn my pain into power, and that's where I want to get you. That's where I want to get you. So I'm excited. I'm going to be talking in this clip about standards as a single woman. Now, if you have not seen, this is a series that I'm doing. I did the first one on standards as a woman. So if you do, go look at my YouTube page. If you haven't seen it, go look at my YouTube page. Also, go look, connect with me on my Facebook group, or you can email me and I'll give you that information at the end of this, clip. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Do you have your pen? Do you have your paper? Because it's not just me encouraging you or just empowering you. I want to be able to empower you to where once you write it down and it goes from your brain to your fingertips, it becomes something that you move in. It's something that you apply to your life. I don't want you to just watch these videos just to say kudos, great job, I enjoyed it. I want you to be able to apply it to your life. So pen and paper, go ahead, get it. So I want you to get that information because I'm going to give you principles, relevant and relatable principles that I've experienced. I haven't been a single woman in about 17 years. I've been married to my husband. I love him, but I was a single woman before. I've experienced being single, and there's some principles that I'm going to give you that I had to learn. I know time is different than it was 17 years ago. I understand we're in the millennium. I get it. But at the same time, I believe that if you hold up a standard, the Bible says you must lift up the standard against the enemy. I believe you lift up a standard and you make some things that are called core values in your life. Watch. Oh my God, you will receive so much respect. You got to respect you before anybody else respect you. And I want to push you there. So let's get started. Standards as a single woman. The thing about standards is it comes from a core of who we are personally or spiritually. Who do we value ourselves as personally or spiritually? So you must have what we call core values. My husband and I use that in our ministry. Core values that you set for yourself, that you make. Now, these are some core values that I'm going to give you, but I want you to go in your own time and you lay down some core values that these are the things that I'm setting a standard in that I'm not going to allow. And you're welcome to use what I give you. You're welcome to use what I give you. So the first thing that I want to deal with is stop looking for your Boaz. Stop looking for your Boaz. You're going to look for your Boaz and then you're going to end up with Whatever you just thought in that moment. Yeah. So you must understand that you have to stop looking for your boys. Now, does that mean that I just don't go out and I don't make myself available? No, you must make yourself available and presentable. You want to look like, I tell people all the time, I want to look like where I'm going. I want to look like what I'm connected to, meaning that if I want an administrative job, if I want to work in a company that's making good money, I'm going to dress the attire. I'm going to look like where I'm going. You're going to have to treat your singleness the same way. That you want to look like what you're going. You want to make sure that you attract the right type of guys. I remember before my husband and I got married, I always wondered, why did I attract guys that were thugs? Let's just be real. Y'all know I'm a game changer, so I'm gonna give you game changing moments. And one of these moments, and I remember, I would always get the guys that smoke weed, or that not just smoke weed, but they did different things. They were always drug dealers, or always, clubbing and having women on the side. Is because I attract those type of people, because that's the type of woman that I was at the time. I was smoking weed at the time. I was clubbing at the time. I was doing all these things. So where I was going is the type of men that I was attracting, until I realized that I want better. So I want someone that's going somewhere. So what I did was I started dressing different. Now, before that, I dressed inappropriately, and I know again, I understand, this is a different day and time, but a man will only treat you how you allow him to treat you. A man will only approach you the way that you allow him to. If he's saying, hey, what's up? Like, hey, come here, ma. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not me. Hello, how are you? Respectful. There's a respectful way of doing it. It's not that you're bougie or you think you're all that, but it's the fact that you're setting standards to where, no, I'm not going to allow that. And you may even change him in the process. You just never know. A kingdom girl versus a Christian girl. A Christian girl says, I really don't care what God think. I go to church on Sunday and I'm okay with what, whatever. I do me. I don't care what nobody else got to say about it. I can sleep around, have a man in my house, and we shacking, or we living together and we're not married. I'm not wearing his last name. A kingdom girl says, I'm not, no, I got to have your last name. I refuse. God, no, I don't want to sleep with a man. And even if I do, Lord, and I mess up, I'm coming back to you because I'm convicted and I don't mind being converted. Okay, let me say that again. I'm convicted, and I want you to convert me to where I'm not doing this anymore, because I want to make sure that I'm doing it in the right way. That is a kingdom girl. That's a kingdom girl that says that I'm not satisfied in my sin. A Christian girl says I'm satisfied in my sin. I'm okay with what I'm doing. But a kingdom girl says I'm not satisfied and I keep messing up, because there's nobody perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We all make mistakes. But when you're a kingdom girl, there's a conviction that sets on the inside of you that says, I messed up and I made a mistake, and Lord, I'm sorry. And I do everything I can not to go back to that. So if you're that single woman that says, I'm okay with that and I don't mind sleeping with a man for the rest of my life. I want to live like Paul and Peter and them live, with no women, no husband, no wife. Oh, I want that. That's who I am. This lesson may not be for you. But if you that single girl that says, you know what, I'm trying to be a kingdom girl and I want to do this thing right, and I want to have a husband. I want to have sex. Y'all know this is a game changing moment. For those that don't know, I want to have sex. I enjoy sex. I'm not dead. I'm still alive no matter what age I am, from 30 all the way to 65 or whatever, whoever age, 18 always, whatever. I'm not dead. So I want to be able to encourage you, to let you know that, hey, them women that said that I still want a man, this is for you. This lesson is for you. So standards as a single woman, number one, like, you don't have to stop looking for a man. Stop going out. The Bible says that a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. A man that finds a wife, I am a biblical girl. I can't help it. A man that finds a wife, I don't care how old, I don't care how many years or what we're in, the millennium or whatever. A man that finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Allow that man to come, because if a man comes searching for you and a man come looking for you, all of a sudden, if he gonna continue to look for you. He's gonna continue to search for you every time. He's gonna continue to make you happy. He's gonna continue to love on you. He's gonna continue to treat you like the diamond that you are. You didn't know? You're a diamond. You are a diamond. God said in his word, and in 1 Peter, he says, and I want to say 3 and 5, but he tells husband, love your wife as you love the church, because she's the weaker vessel. And I want you to take, she's ruby. She's like a ruby. That's who you are. You're precious to God. There's not a reason for you to go and you search for a man. Now, do allow yourself to be available. Make yourself available. There's too many things out there. There's Facebook groups that are out there for single women. There are not just Facebook group. You have different, sceneries that are out there. And we'll talk about that in a minute, compromising. But there's different places out there that you can go out and you can make yourself available when you go. You know that you're single, so don't go to the store with rollers in your hair. I'm sorry. No, not sorry. Don't go to the store with rollers in your hair. Make sure you're going to the store, not looking for your Boaz, but Lord, if he's coming, I'm going to wait for him, because you don't want to end up getting okay? You don't want that. You want to make sure that you get a man that's after God's own heart. Second point, compromise. Compromise. Do not compromise. When you're in your singleness, that's a core value. Number one core value, make sure you don't go out looking for a Boaz. Your number two core value is to make sure that you're not compromising. What do I mean compromising? Compromising means that I'm not going to live with you and we're not married and I'm not wearing your last name. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't care how old, because can I tell you this, that the longer you live with him and the longer you stay with him, the more comfortable you become with him, the more comfortable you are just staying there and living with him. And no matter what, that man would never marry you because you made it convenient. You're doing all the wifely duties. You're doing everything that a wife should do if you're living with that man. Why can I tell you that? Because I've done it. I've done it before. Living with my husband that I'm married to now, but living with him, but I was engaged with him, still doesn't make it right. Because at the end of the day, we had to make sure we had to stop, because we wanted God to bless our marriage. Because can I tell you that whatever you're doing now, that God can't bless a mess. You didn't make a vow to him. When you stand and you make a vow, you'll find out next week about standards in your marriage, because you made a vow. And when you don't make a vow, he's not connected to you. You can leave today or tomorrow, and there's no problem. And there's no, unless you're common law married. But does that still make it right? Most common law marriages that I know, they don't even work out. You got the one cheating and the other not cheating and whatever. You have a lot going on. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not giving shade, but I'm being totally honest with you. The only way that God can bless what you're in, bless what you're doing, is if you have a covenant with him. A covenant with him. Not only a covenant with him, but you don't compromise when it comes to you dating. Oh, that's a hard word for people to hear this day, because again, we're in the millennium, but it's okay to date. You're supposed to date, go out on a date. Let me get to know you. Let me get to know who you are. Let me get close to you. I don't need to know you in 1-2 days. I need to know you. I need to get to know who you are. Who is your mama? Who is your daddy? You got to go back on my Facebook page, on my YouTube, and take a look at when I gave you the different characteristics for single women. You got to go look at that. I don't have time to go through that. But compromising. Don't date, especially if you're a kingdom girl. Kingdom girls, come here. Do not date if he's not a Christian. Because now you're dealing with unequally yoked. He might believe in Buddha and you might believe in Jesus Christ. You're going to end up getting married to an unequally yoked man that doesn't have the same belief as you. I done connected with so many women that have got into a marriage because I love him. And we're getting married, but yet and still he's Buddha and you Jesus. That's not going to cross. That's not going to work. Not only that, how about this? I saw this as I was researching this, is that if God isn't a piece of the pie, he is the pie. So why do we date someone who doesn't even have God as a piece of the pie? So if God is the pie and we go and date somebody that don't even have a glimpse of God, because I'm not telling you he has to be whole and super saved and he has to be filled with, I'm not telling you all that, because there's a process. And the reason why I tell you that is because my husband, he knew the Lord, but he didn't know him, like I did. And it wasn't all that. And I wasn't even all the way there either. So we were both, but we both believed that Jesus died on the cross for our sin and he rose again. We believed that together. We had the same belief. That you can work with that. Can you write that down? I can work with that. I can work with that. That's potential. Because you believe, you go to church, you want to be closer to God. I can work with that. Don't, that's another thing. So don't compromise. But in your compromise, don't flirt with it. Don't flirt and try to convert them all at the same time. Come here. Let me say that again. Don't flirt and convert. Don't flirt with a man that you know that's not saved or don't know God and that's not living for God. But all of a sudden you want to flirt with him and you trying to convert him and trying to get him saved, trying to get him to know the Lord. That's not going to work. You can't convert and flirt. Just let it be. Maybe he's not called to you and maybe God can do some changing in the midst of you dating. Again, don't flirt and don't convert. Don't think that you can change him. You just live the life. Every day you go on with that person, you live the life. But if there's no potential, stop. If there's no potential, just stop it. Somebody, stop it. Number three is make sure that as Christians, you connect with a community. That you being in a Christian community that can hold you accountable, that can also speak life into you as a single woman. Make sure you get with a community of people that can speak life into you and tell you that, girl, it's okay. We're going to make it through this. You know, again, this is not a disease that you're single. You know, God has you in this for a reason. In my book, And There's Power in My Pain, I talk about how to embrace your singleness and where you are. That God has you there for a reason. Maybe you don't know your own worth right now. And what God wants to do is get you to know your worth and who you are before he connects you with someone. My husband and I say this all the time. You know, when we got together, we used to say, you know, he's my better half and he makes me whole. And all the stuff that you hear everybody say, we used to say all the time. But what we realized was that we were two broken people. And by being two broken people and get into a marriage that was even more broken, because we thought that we could fix each other. Because I was a woman that didn't know my worth. I was a woman that was dealing with some issues of my own that was going on. I had issues. My husband had issues. All these things happened and we thought that we were going to make each other whole. No, that was not the case, because everything that I have and everything that I had experienced before we got married and everything, every hurt, every pain, every man that tampered on my heart built me. They didn't break me. Come here. They built me. Built me by letting me know that that's not for me. Built me by letting me know that, girl, you're better than that. Built me by letting me know that I was able to walk away from you because you mistreated me. Built me. They didn't break me. They built me. And until I realized that even though I came into our marriage, yes, broken. But now I can tell you that I don't need him to make me whole. I need him in my life because I love him. We make each other stronger. And I realized that it's not about, I need you to make me whole, because I got to know who I am and who I belong to. I got to know that God is the head of my life. I have to know that. So not only connect yourself with people, the last thing you want to do is make sure you listen. Listen, when you're out on a date, the core value about being a single woman is listening. Because as a single woman, we always want to make these statements of, I don't need a man, I don't want a man, I'm good all by myself. Lies. All lies. If you didn't want a man, you wouldn't go searching, or you wouldn't get excited when one spoke to you, or you wouldn't get excited when one thought that you were attractive. Yes, you do want a man, baby. You want one. And it's okay. But you got to allow God to heal you from the inside out. How does God heal you from the inside out? You allow God to break everything, every boundary, every hurt, every pain, everything that you've experienced by facing it, by looking at it. And there's some things I'm about to do with that. But you have to be able to identify who you really are. You don't know who you are. You have to identify who you are. I had to know who I was before I said yes to my husband. My husband I was supposed to marry on like December the 7th or the 8th. And I was like, no, I can't. I had to wait, because God, I want to make sure that this is you. That I'm not moving too quick. I'm not moving too fast. Because can I tell you, all single ladies, and I tell the single ladies at my church this, is that one thing about singleness, you got to enjoy it, man. You don't have to answer to no one. You don't have to worry about nobody taking the food. You can leave the food out of the refrigerator. You can leave when you want to. You can come when you want to. You can spend how you want to. You don't have to answer to nobody. So enjoy being single, but make sure you have standards in your singleness. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not had an opportunity, go back and look at the standards as a woman, and then take another look at this video, standards in your singleness. And I'm going to be taking you somewhere with standards in your marriage. So get ready, write down, take principles. These are your core values as a single woman, your core values as a married woman. You want to be able to create your own core values for yourself. These are my core values. This is just what I've learned in my experience. But I want you to create your own, or use some of the ones that I've given you, to make sure that you're able to see the next thing that God has for you, the next level that God has for you. Now, I will be doing a Q&A this Thursday at 8 p.m. in my Facebook Game Changers Connection private page. If you're not on that page, go ahead, join it right now. Email me your questions to the email below, right there. Email me right now any questions that you may have about singleness, anything you may have about this video that I'm about to shoot, or anything you may have about marriages. Not only that, you can also go to my website, right there, TanyaHarton.com, where you can go and give me your email address so that I can give you more details about me, so that you can learn more about me and what I'm doing and upcoming events that's about to take place. So you definitely want to get connected with me. Go ahead and shoot me an email. And go ahead and give me your email address so that we can go ahead and get you connected with me, the Game Changer Coach. So I'm super excited about what we're doing and where we're going. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm also on YouTube. So connect with me, Tanya Harton, on my YouTube page as well. Again, I'm ready to take you to your next. I'm ready to see the things that God has for you. I told you I'm a kingdom girl, and I can't wait for you to turn your pain into power. Are you ready?